Good evening, everyone. It's an absolute pleasure to be here. And this evening, I'm going to talk about a journey that's lasted over 100 years, and I'll try and compress the crux of this journey in just about 10 minutes. This is the journey of a religion that I'm an ardent follower of. This is a religion that I believe can bring people together across castes, creeds, sects, gender, age groups, make them cry together, make them laugh together, make them cheer for the gods of these religions together. I'm sure you've guessed it right by now. I'm talking about this religion in India that we call cinema. How many fans out here of movies, Hindi movies? That's lovely to know. So we're speaking to a nice, familiar terrain. This journey, as any other, started with an idea, or rather an innovation that was made by the Lumiere brothers in France. This innovation involved capturing moving frames, moving images. And as any other technology, this technology evolved substantially over the years to capture a few seconds, and then a few minutes, and then hours and hours of moving frames, till it came into the form that we see it as today, where we can shoot hours and hours of footage and show it with absolute clarity. Change, as they say, is the only constant in life, and for the journey of cinema, it's been no different. For the medium of cinema, it's been no different. Things change from black and white movies to color movies, to movies that are made with a whole lot of visual effects, and today we are at a stage where a full-length feature film can be created with computer-generated images. Similarly, when it comes to sound, from silent movies to movies that had mono sound, where you had two speakers behind the screen from where you could hear dialogues, to stereo sound, where you had speakers on the sides creating some sound effects, to the cutting-edge new technology called Dolby Atmos that we read outside the multiplexes that we go into today, where you have speakers behind you, in front of you, under you, around you, and all over the place, making it a very immersive experience. Similar things happened to the places where we saw these movies. There were the good old single-screen cinemas, and then came the swanky new multiplexes, till they changed further ahead into miniplexes where you had 75 seats, which were recliners, swanky, great experience, to megaplexes where you have multiple formats all under one roof. Things kept changing in this journey, like they do anywhere else. And then for the kind of movies, that were made, from the old school, cowboy movies, which were replicated in India with the Bachchan era, to, you know what I'm talking about, and the current day movies that you see, which are as good as they get. Changes, as I said, kept happening. Along with this journey came a lot of offshoots that came to challenge this medium, cinema, the theaters. First things first, the television revolution came in, where in India, you had Doordarshan, which had a few hours of programming. And then in came a whole lot of other private channels, which brought in a lot more entertainment, a lot more options for the viewers. Then came the era of the VCRs. I'm sure all of you remember that. You've probably grown up watching movies on those tapes, which enabled the convenience of watching the movie of your choice at a time and a place of your choice. The technology got better with VCDs, then came DVDs, and then came the Blu-ray discs, till we came into the era of, the advent of broadband and digitization, which gave way to platforms from the OTT zone, what we call Netflix, Amazon, and a whole lot of others that exist and that have mushroomed all over the horizon today. Now, this obviously created a degree of convenience for consumers of entertainment, which cinema could not. With Amazon or with Netflix or with any of these OTT platforms that you hear of, you can watch the movie that you want, or the show that you want, or the original that you want, or the documentary that you want, where you want, when you want, on the medium that you want. And obviously, cinema couldn't catch up as a platform. Now, as one of the gods of cinema, Mr. Raj Kapoor said, the show must go on. And so cinema as a medium obviously has to evolve to be able to challenge these platforms and survive with it. Now, how do you do that? Is telling a good tale enough? You can hear a good tale on your mobile. You can watch a good story on your mobile screen. You can watch it on a home theater. You can watch it on your TV screen. You can watch it wherever. Why would you go to a cinema hall? Unless the platform gives you something more than just a good tale, you may not want to spend that much money. You may not want to go through the inconvenience of driving to a cinema hall, buying an expensive ticket, probably facing the craving of buying that over-expensive popcorn. So the only way to get people to the cinemas was to add on to the experience of being in a cinema hall. Now, how do you do that? In my opinion, there are three ways that can really get people to the cinema halls by providing more than just a good tale to hear or watch. One is the big screen spectacles. Anybody out here, how many Marvel fans out here? Avengers Endgame, excited? How many people out here saw Bahubali in a cinema hall? That's everyone. Now, why did you go to a cinema hall for a Bahubali, or why would you go to a cinema hall for an Avengers? Because these are big screen spectacles. These are movies that you cannot enjoy in the optimum way on a screen that's 5.5 inches or a screen that's 52 inches. These are big screen spectacles that call for a cinematic viewing. Then there's the second option, which are the immersive experiences. How many of you enjoy horror movies? Nice. Paranormal Activity? Not a big screen spectacle, a movie made with a very moderate budget. But can you imagine you're sitting in that cinema hall silently as things are moving on the screen and suddenly a lady behind you shrieks? What happens? You're in that experience. And then there's the third, collective viewing experiences. Salman Khan fans out here? Imagine you're watching Dabangg sitting at home on your TV screen and things are happening and life goes on. And then you go to a cinema hall like a Chandan or a Gaiety Galaxy, you're sitting in the stalls, munching your popcorn, and Salman Khan's shirt comes off and the hall erupts. This is something you cannot replicate in your home or on your mobile screen. So as they say, to bring people to the cinema halls, you need to give them more than what the other platforms can. And I truly believe that these are the ways that can get people to continue coming to the cinema halls. And if you see, the change has already begun. In Hollywood, a lot of these big screen spectacles, you have the Fast and the Furious kind of movies, you have Mission Impossible, you have the Marvel movies, you have the kid movies like The Lion King, and now you have Aladdin and a whole lot of others that are coming up. Because these call you to the cinema halls to experience that experience, not just hear that tale. Similarly, even in India, a movie, a company like Karan Johar's Dharma Productions, which was known for these happy-go-lucky rom-coms shot abroad, they're suddenly making movies like Ranbhoomi and Kesari and Takht and Kalank, which were not their forte. But they're doing these because these movies give that incentive to bring people to the cinema halls. So I truly believe that the time has come for us as custodians of this religion, for us people from the industry, to give more to the audience, to get enough from them. And I hope that we can do this. I hope we can continue doing this. And I hope we can, by contributing to this journey, keep this journey going and keep bringing you to the cinema halls. I truly hope today that all of you out here, and I'm sure all of you have started giving more time to the OTT platforms, to television, and to a whole lot of other mediums. I hope we can do enough as an industry to bring you to the cinema halls, to make you relive your childhood, to make you relive those experiences that you'll make great memories out of. To watch movies that you'll enjoy going out with your families, with your friends, for that experience that can never ever be replicated elsewhere. So let me, towards the end of my talk, welcome you guys to a wonderful new world of movies that's about to be rolled out towards you. I truly hope to see a lot of you people come to the cinema halls in big numbers, and I truly hope that we can live up to our responsibility of having you come to cinema halls and enjoy there, have the time of your life there. Thank you.